Hi, I want to make a very quick video to explain to you the idea of linguistic anthropology. So linguistic anthropology is a field of study that emerged about 200 years ago that concerned with the relationship between language, culture, and society. So this is a little bit different from linguistic. Linguistic is concerned with the structure of the language itself, the sentence, the vocabularies, and the passages goes into the very details, very structure of the language. But however, linguistic anthropology is more concerned with how language interacts with the society and the culture. So the premise behind this is that language permits every aspect of human life. So if we want to understand how human behavior works, how society is formed, how civilization is built, we first need to understand how language works, because this is the very foundation of everything. And the article mentioned about there are three misconceptions about language. The first one is there are primitive language, and second one is some language has less grammar rules, and the third one is some language has less vocabulary. They call it the linguistic prejudice because they believe that languages is like a hierarchy. Some language are better and some language are worse, but actually it's not true. All language are created equals and they serve different function. If you go to a country where there are more snow, you can notice that their vocabulary has more words to describe the snow. And if you go to a country where there are more coastal area, then you can notice that there are more vocabulary to describe the sea, the marines, and so on and so forth. However, we also need to notice that despite this kind of linguistic prejudice is eliminated, we cannot deny there are power dynamics that existed among languages. What does it mean? Meaning that economic powers and political powers always play a part in how language are being perceived and being seen and being used in this world. So throughout the history, we can see in the colonial area, more people are speaking French because the French power are all over the world. And in this era, English is the international language. It is not that English and French are essentially better than other language. It's just that they hold the global power. That's why it eliminates other smaller language and it displays other indigenous language. So we need to notice that this kind of power structure exists. So today, linguistic anthropology also doing this kind of work to understand the culture, dynamics, the power, identity, community that works behind the language. So it's not about the language itself, but more about the culture that shape and being shaped by the language. Yeah. See you in the next video.